Crocodile fans. Today we have a very interesting episode on CTV, or for you groupies, Crocodiles TV. So we call it CTV. Anyway, this is spurred by the fact that about 2 months ago I went to an Italian restaurant in Merida called Dal Buffo. Very good food. It's run by an Italian couple, and it's excellent until you get to the wine list. And then the wines of Italy are Brunello, Barbaresco, Barolo. So the Barbarescos and Barolos are real expensive, so I sucked it up and brought a Brunello. It cost 2,800 pesos, and it tastes like $10 plunk. I went there a month ago and I said, okay, you recommend me a wine. And they gave me this bottle of Barolo. At the end of the night, that bottle of Barolo, pretty good wine. It cost 3,200 pesos. So here we are. Now, Barolo and Barbaresco are both made from the Nebiola grape. And Mexico grows a fair amount of Nebiola. So I decided we'd do a blind test today and see if we can discern that Italian wine is better than the Mexican wines. And I don't know. I had to go over to buy these wines to find the Nebiola grape, and I have 3 Mexicans, and we have the original Barbaresco. And this Barbaresco is the only one available at Europea. They had none in Costco, and there was no Barolos. So that goes to show you where we are. So let's move on. Let's give this a whirl and see how we're going to do. This is number 1. Now, for my way of thinking, this is pretty dark. Nebiola grape is not real dark, so I'm going to assume, without even tasting, smelling, or anything, I'm going to say this is a Mexican wine. I could be wrong, but let's give it a whirl. We won't know until we get all this finished. This has a great smell. Nice fruit. It's still a little bit. We opened them a little while ago, letting them air, but it's still a little. I'm getting alcohol fumes. A lot of rich blueberry. In fact, I'm getting a lot of chocolate. I'm getting, the chocolate is amazing. It's like dark cherries covered in chocolate. That is the nose on this. And it does it without being a fruit bomb. This is pretty good. The nose. Let's see what it tastes like. That is really good wine. I can't tell you where it's from. But I think this is probably Mexican, and if it is, they did a great job. Nice finish, nice smooth tannin finish. It's the same fruit and chocolate all the way through, center palate, and I'm still tasting it. And this is 20 seconds later. So I have to give this one a nod. That's a nice wine, a really nice wine. Cool. Let's move on to number 2. Another dark wine for Nebiola. This is really quite the thing today. A different nose. I'm not getting that chocolate. I'm not getting the complexity that we had with the first wine. Color is about the same. But I'm not getting, the nose is very stilted. I'm not getting much of a nose at all. It tastes like cardboard. Getting a lot of sweet cherry. Not as complex. Not a complex wine. It is great taste and nice finish again. Not as good as number 1, but it is a wine. Depending on the price, it may be worth searching out. There again, I don't think we hit the Italian wine yet. On to number 3.
Want water for a swish?
No. All right. Now this is a blind taste test. I can tell you this is the Italian wine just by looking at it. This is sort of a copper oranges color. I can see my fingers through it. It looks like a little Pinot Noir, and that's what I would expect from Italian Barbaresco. The nose is there again. The nose is a little stilted. There's not much nose here. Sorry. It has an Italian Nebiola finish, real dry, sucks you up, cherry finish in the middle, not much in the front end. Very interesting wine. I'm going to bet that's the Italian wine. Let's move on to number 4. Oh, I may be wrong. This is another lighter bodied one, so we don't know that. A little darker than the last one, but it still has that copper orangish color to it. Does remind me of the Italians. It's the same finish as the other one. Very close. This has a little bit of a sweetness. This has a little bit of a, there again, a chocolate cherry. A little bit of that. It is quite good. I like it. I think it's a good wine. I'm going to give it another. Yeah, you won't go wrong. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to score it. I'm going to score it, and here's how they're going to roll. Let's go back and open them up. So the highest score I have was wine number 1. That's Nubes, the clouds. Mexican wine, Valle de Guadalupe. This was not cheap, 688 pesos. It is cheap compared to Nebiola, though. Or, I mean, not the Nebiola, but the Barbaresco. So 688, not cheap, very good wine. You have a special occasion, it would be fine. I like that a lot. And I scored it 91 points. Let's move on to number 2. Bodegas Henry Burton, also Nebiola, Valle de San Vicente, 485, and I scored this 88 points. Nice wine, dark flavors, not as good as number 1, but for 485, and I think that was on sale. So right now, this Nubes is a little bit ahead. Number 3, see what we got here. And I'm correct. This is the Barbaresco, the Italian wine. And I scored an 87. The first two, the 2 Mexican Nebiolas came in ahead of me. I mean, this is my palate, of course. So, you know, figure what you want. This wine had a list price of 1,600 pesos. It was on sale for $10.95. I bought it, and it was by far the most expensive of the wines. And I have to admit, it has the lowest score today. So, this is going to prove a point, I think. Number 4. Very good wine. This is Medio Cielo, which I actually bought in Chedraui. I found it there. And it costs 360 pesos, the cheapest of the one. And it's rated 89, which actually brings it into number 2. This is number 1. Number 2, number 3, and the Italian wine, the most expensive, comes in last. Amazing experience. Well, you had that. So there you go. So just because you see Barbaresco on the menu doesn't mean you should buy it. Barolo on the menu doesn't mean you should buy it. But if you want to buy any of these, it's still good wine. But this Nuvis was the second most expensive at $6.88, but it was still half the price of on sale Barbaresco, and a superior wine. So don't be afraid of it. It's a special occasion. Go for it. Anyway, that cleans up the show for Nebiola's, and it goes to point out that if you're in an Italian restaurant, it doesn't mean the Italian wines are the best. And that is the show. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so today's show is all about the Nebiola grape, Barbaresco wine, and Italian wines in general. Now, what we talked about is Barbaresco out of 4 wines came in last. Not a bad wine, but for the price, yeah, you got to give it a pass. Who's going to buy this? But I want to tell you about a very good Italian wine that is very unpublicized, and you can buy this at a fraction of the cost. This is called Aglianico del Vettore. This is a big-ass wine. This is, for special company, this is a 95-point wine. And you can buy it right now at Costco's, 379 bones. And it is a fraction of the cost of this, and a way better deal and a way better wine. The reason it's cheaper is, of course, because it's not well known. It's like Pinot Noir before Sideways. This is not well known, but it is a great wine, and it's available at Costco. But you know, Costco, when they sell out of that batch, they'll never have it back. So if you have a chance, and you want to have a special occasion, it knocks the socks off of all these, so buy a bottle. That's it.